petitioner to file an application for software service in respect of the first, second, and third respondents in this case. This case obviously need to be adjourned so that the application can be filed and moved. This case is coming up for the first time today, and since there is no proof of service, certainly the case cannot proceed. There are other factors why the case also will not proceed. Just as in the first case, this case is also adjourned upon the application of learned counsel so that the application for software service can be made. I have received communications from the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Sierra Leone indicating that judges from there may not be able to cope with this rescheduled January session. It is very clear that petitions before the Supreme Court can only be determined by a panel of 5 judges in full session. Whatever we are doing in chambers today is for housekeeping purposes only, so that if the judges do come, they can have a full complement of processes filed by the parties to look into for the determination of the issues before them. This we have done in the past in respect of other cases to ensure that we get full value for taxpayers' money, instead of the judges coming from far distances to give dates and to do only mention, but rather to do full determination of the cases that we require them to determine. It is important to say that the notice forwarded to my office has confirmed that the judges already appointed by the government of the Gambia since August 2016 from Nigeria and Sierra Leone, which have been released since November 2016 by the National Judicial Council of Nigeria and Sierra Leone to the Judicial Service Commission of the Gambia, could not attend this session, could not attend the January scheduled session because it was not anticipated by them. The usual Supreme Court session they are familiar with and prepare for is that of May and November each year. In this regard, we can only expect them to come in May 2017 or November 2017, as is the usual practice, unless there is any other intervention from other quarters. This is why the ECOWAS peace initiatives in the ongoing dispute, which has also found itself into the court, is a welcome intervention. Our courts are familiar with alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. We have court-assisted ADR, which springs into action whenever a case is filed and can be settled. The result of the settlement by the parties is filed in court for the benefit of the parties and for enforcement. The Gambia also has alternative dispute resolution secretariat, where disputes that are not even filed in court are resolved in that secretariat, and the outcome may be filed in court for the benefit of the parties. It is in this light that any reference to alternative dispute mechanism is a welcome alternative and should be understood by all the parties. This is also very important because as each day passes by, time continues to run towards the transition deadline fixed by the Constitution. And this is why the court has done everything possible to ensure that the petition file can be quickly determined before we reach that deadline. But since the judges are not here, and so no panel is here to hear this case, that time continues to tick on. We are left in the circumstances with the options of the ECOWAS mediation team and that of the inter-parties political platform set up by the Gambia before the elections to resolve differences that may arise in the course of the election or aftermath of the election. These two platforms are still available and can assist the Gambia to resolve the differences that is presently even before the court. The candid opinion of this court is that all men of goodwill, all peace-loving and God-fearing people ought to and should assist the Gambia at a time of need. The Gambia has contributed so much to peacemaking and peacekeeping in other parts of the world and to other people's lives when they have issues. And so Gambia should not be a place where peace cannot be found because of any difference, neither should it be a theater of war. The one family concept of the Gambia and the peace that makes Gambia attractive to all nations and peoples all over the world should underwrite the open heart and the spirit of give and take that is required to negotiate Gambia out of the current logjam. Everyone's contribution to the importance. Everyone's contribution is important, and every sacrifice is relevant. And may God help the Gambia to find peace. I urge all the elders of the Gambia not to get tired until peace through dialogue is achieved in this matter. If this case must be resolved in the court, and we have problem with those who are familiar with our sessions for May and November who cannot make it for this scheduled January session, it is my candid opinion that even the ECOWAS platform has sufficient capacity of judges and judicial officers and can give the Gambia a brand new set of judges that can resolve the case at hand if it must be resolved in the court, and if that is one of the price required for peace in the Gambia. Unless the ongoing peace initiatives lead to resolution of this petition, or the alternative provisions are made for judges to resolve, the only option before us is the May or November regular sessions of this court. Otherwise, any other thing being done is just housekeeping towards those dates. And so the adjournment to 16 January as prayed by Council for subjudice service should be seen in that light. The adjournment for 16 January 2017 is also of the hope for a peaceful resolution of the case within the short span of time that is left for peace. In the meantime, as earlier said and as prayed, this case is adjourned to Monday, the 16th of January 2016 at 10 a.m. for motion for subjudice service. I thank you all. Any other one? Sorry?
One left. Supreme Court, Adjourned to number 2 of 2017. Yanko Okoli, Independent Electoral Commission. Returning Officer Adam Barrow and the Attorney General.